You felt it, didn't you? You felt that silent tightening in your chest when you discovered they were dragging your name through the mud behind your back. You felt your blood turn cold when you realized that people you once trusted used your story, your image, and your reputation to build lies that spread like a wildfire through dry brush, staining something you spent years building. And worst of all, you stayed silent. You didn't fight back. You didn't go running after every single one of them to prove the truth, because something inside you, an ancestral voice, whispered in the depths of your soul that there is a greater power taking care of this. If you heard that voice, Chosen One, pay close attention to every word I'm about to tell you now, because what is happening in the spiritual realm this very week is one of the most powerful movements I have ever witnessed in all my years, observing how the unseen responds when faith remains intact. The final sentence has been signed, and karma, that divine mechanism from which no one escapes, is acting at this exact moment against every mouth that spoke your name in vain, against every finger that typed lies about you, against every heart that rejoiced in your fall. This isn't revenge, because revenge is for those who still don't understand the game. This is cosmic justice. This is universal law. This is the mathematical return of what was sown against a child marked by the Most High. And the detail that will give you chills is this: you don't even have to do anything. In fact, it is precisely because you did nothing that the heavens moved. When the Chosen One falls silent, the universe screams on their behalf. When the Chosen One surrenders, invisible hands collect every injustice and transform it into a spiritual invoice to be paid by the aggressor. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still can't name? That feeling that no one understands, that no one sees what you see, that no one notices the subtle games happening in conversations and glances. It's not madness, it's not anxiety, it's not paranoia. It is spiritual awareness operating in high resolution. It is the sharpened perception of someone who was placed on this plane with a greater mission, and for that very reason you became a target. Because light, Chosen One, always bothers those who prefer to live in darkness. And those who speak ill of you in the shadows, who invent stories about your life, who distort your words and try to destroy your reputation, are not just moved by petty human envy. There is an older force behind these people, a force that recognized your spiritual authority and is trying to neutralize you before you occupy the place that God has reserved for you. You need to understand this layer, because if you continue to treat slander as just a social problem, you will lose the invisible war being waged for your crown. This is exactly why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, the Manual for God's Chosen to Protect the Family. This book isn't just reading material, it's a map that shows exactly who is playing against your reputation, what spiritual weapons are being wielded to tarnish your name, and what entities from other dimensions have already revealed about how karma moves when someone attacks a child of God unjustly. This book was created for those who have awakened enough to understand that lies about you are not accidents. They aren't innocent gossip. They aren't misunderstandings that time resolves. They are calculated strikes that must be answered on the correct plane, not the human plane where you will always lose, because on the human plane the one who screams loudest wins, and the Chosen One was never meant to scream. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. But I must warn you in all honesty, this type of content rarely stays available for long. What is in these pages challenges narratives that many have an interest in keeping intact, because it reveals the exact mechanisms that protect the chosen while consuming from within those who used your name in vain. There have been attempts to silence this knowledge before. Don't wait for the right moment. The right moment is now, Chosen One, because you didn't stumble upon this video by accident. Download it now and comment below. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. This comment is your act of faith. It is your signature on the spiritual contract that you have decided to step out of the victim position and occupy the position of one who has heaven fighting their battles. Now that you've decided to act, the next truth I'm going to tell you will be the final blow against this silent oppression that has been keeping you awake. There is a spiritual principle that few understand, and it will give you definitive peace in this moment. When someone speaks a lie about you on the physical plane, it seems like that person has won. They manage to plant doubt in people's heads. They manage to isolate you from a certain circle. They manage to reap the cheap applause of the curious, who are thirsty for drama. But in the spiritual realm, Chosen One, something radically different happened. At the exact instant that mouth pronounced the first syllable of the lie, a record was made. The ancients called this the Book of Life. Some cultures call it the Akashic Records. Others simply call it the memory of the universe. The name doesn't matter. What matters is that every word spoken unjustly against a child marked by God is recorded with indelible ink, and that ink collects interest. Not tomorrow, not in the next incarnation, not in some distant future. It collects now. It collects this month. It collects this week. And you will begin to notice, perhaps you are already noticing, that those people who spoke your name are starting to go through strange situations, illnesses they didn't have, arguments they didn't expect, unexplained financial losses, marriages cracking, children rebelling out of nowhere. Everything they planted against you is coming back, with the precision of a cosmic clock, to collect what was sown. And here is the most delicate part, Chosen One, the part that perhaps your heart needs to hear even if it hurts. You cannot interfere. I know your nature is good. I know you will want to pray for the people who hurt you. You will want to ask God to have mercy on them. You will want to send a message saying you've forgiven them and everything is fine. And that is noble. It demonstrates the beauty of your soul. But there is a massive difference between wishing an aggressor well and trying to pause the divine justice that is in motion. When you were attacked unjustly, it stopped being a personal matter and became a divine matter. God is offended when his children are offended, and when God is offended, it is not up to you to tell him to wait, to be calm, or to forgive prematurely. There is a right time for forgiveness, and the time for forgiveness is after the lesson has been learned by the aggressor, not before. If you forgive before the time is right, you interfere with that person's soul learning, and they will have to repeat that lesson in even harsher circumstances. So your silence, your surrender, your decision not to retaliate, that is already enough. Leave the rest to the one who truly operates. And there's more. There is a detail about karma that no one tells you because it's too uncomfortable for those who live to spread lies. The karma of slander is one of the heaviest that exists. It weighs more than petty theft. It weighs more than small betrayals. It weighs almost the same as taking a life. Why? Because when you take someone's name, you take something that person took a lifetime to build. You kill the social, professional, and spiritual version of that individual before a community. And the universe records this as a form of symbolic homicide. Therefore, when the bill arrives for the one who lied about you, it doesn't come alone. It comes with everything that person built as well. Careers crumble, friendships evaporate, families drift apart, mental health collapses. And it's not a curse, it's not a hex, it's not magic you cast. It is law. It is the oldest law of the universe acting mathematically, without emotion, without personal compassion, simply returning in exact measure what was sent out. And this is exactly where the digital book I wrote for you makes all the difference, Chosen One. The manual for God's chosen to protect the family. Teaches what is perhaps the most important part of all this, how you position yourself while divine justice acts. Because there are things you need to stop doing and there are things you need to start doing urgently so as not to block the flow of karma in your favor. There is a specific prayer, an exact word you pronounce early in the morning, that seals your spiritual field and prevents the filth of the aggressors from coming back near you. There is a simple physical gesture that breaks the energetic cord that liars use to connect to your frequency even from afar. And there is, Chosen One, a family protection sequence that shields your children, your spouse, and your parents from the side effects of those who attack you. Because that's what these slanderers do. They don't just hit you, they try to splash venom on those you love. And that is where many chosen ones fall, because the heart can't stand to see the family affected by a fight that was only yours. The book link is pinned at the top of the comments. And I'm going to be very honest with you now. This material is being persecuted. They've tried to take it down 3 times already. They've sent false reports. They've spread rumors that the content is dangerous. Why so much fear of a book? Think about that for 2 seconds. Who gets upset when the chosen one learns the rules of the game? Exactly the ones playing against them. Don't wait until tomorrow. Comment now, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." This comment isn't a marketing phrase. It is a spiritual declaration. It is you telling the universe that you accept the mission, you accept the truth, and you accept the protection that was prepared for you. Now that you have positioned yourself, chosen one, listen carefully to what comes next, because what I am about to reveal will forever change the way you see every person who tried to bring you down. There is something that few discover in life, and most discover too late. Slanderers, people who live to invent lies about those who produce, prosper, and shine, do not choose their victims randomly. They instinctively pursue those who carry something they themselves will never have. It might be a light, it might be peace, it might be authority, it might be a calling, something invisible to common eyes, but which the aggressor's soul identifies and viscerally rejects. Therefore, chosen one, when someone lies about you for no apparent reason, without you having done anything concrete against that person, it is because your very existence is an offense to them. You are the living reminder of what they could have been if they had made different choices. You are the mirror they don't want to face, and since they cannot destroy that mirror within themselves, they try to break the reflection, which means destroying you externally. Understanding this is liberating, because from the moment you understand that the attack isn't about you, but about what the aggressor failed to become, you stop taking it personally. And when you stop taking it personally, the energy of the aggression no longer penetrates you. It hits your aura and bounces back, multiplied exactly to its source. There is an old saying spoken by masters of many traditions that goes like this: "A curse does not bring down a single bird." It means that words launched against someone who has heaven on their side not only fail to reach the target, but they ricochet and hit the one who uttered them full force. This isn't blind faith. This isn't cheap optimism. This is pure spiritual mechanics, and it can be observed repeatedly throughout history. How many times have you seen cases of people who destroyed others' lives with their tongues, and years later became a shell of their own shadow? How many politicians in Washington, religious leaders in London, artists in Los Angeles, neighbors or relatives of yours lived glory days at the expense of lies about someone, and today live in oblivion, illness, poverty, or bitter loneliness? You aren't seeing a coincidence. You are seeing the law. And that law is in motion right now in your favor, chosen one, even if your physical eyes cannot yet see all the behind-the-scenes action of what is happening in the life of the one who defamed you. And there is an aspect of karma that is particularly brutal for those who use another's name to lie. And I need you to understand this, because it will give you a serenity that no money can buy. Every time that person pronounced your name in a context of lies, they created an energetic cord between you. This cord does not work the way they imagine. They believed they were sending you bad energy, cursing you, weakening you. But the cord is a two-way street. And since you are the part that is in order, in righteousness, in spiritual alignment, your energy began to flow through the cord to them as well, but inverted. The vibration of one who is in order, when it comes into contact with the vibration of one who is in disorder, burns the soul of the disordered like acid. This is why many people who lie about others start having insomnia, panic attacks, the sensation of a presence, recurring nightmares, or the urge to cry for no reason. It's not just demons, it's not just the devil. It is the very light of the chosen one, returning through the cord that the slanderer insisted on keeping open, burning what needs to be burned so that person's soul is confronted with the internal filth they tried to project onto you. And it is precisely this kind of knowledge, chosen one, that the digital book, the manual for God's chosen to protect the family, brings in its pages. It isn't abstract theory, it is practical instruction. There is an entire chapter dedicated to this reverse energetic cord mechanism, teaching you how to amplify this process. Not to hurt anyone, but to accelerate the learning of those who need to learn. There is another chapter that teaches how you can recognize in seconds when someone is lying about you, even from a distance, even without hearing anything, just by the signals your aura gives you. There is a family shielding prayer that needs to be done at a specific time, There is a field sealing decree, and there is a breathing exercise to dissipate dense energies that enter your home when many people are speaking ill of you outside. This book is practical, it is functional, it is for immediate application, and it was written specifically for this moment you are living now, Chosen One. This moment when your soul is tired of taking spiritual punches and your heart is begging for answers that no one has given you until today. The link is pinned at the top of the comments. I repeat this because I know many people scroll past the video, listen, feel something move in their chest, and don't act. Don't be that person today. The time to act is before the next wave of attack, not after. Comment, I am chosen and I will download the digital book, and actually download it, actually read it, actually apply it, because information without application is just entertainment, and you are not here to be entertained. You are here to awaken once and for all. Now hold on tight, because the final sentence I promised you in the title of this video, I'm going to explain exactly how it manifests in the practical life of those who used your name to lie. There is a specific sequence that unfolds in the life of the slanderer, and when you recognize the signs, you know the sentence has been executed. First comes the void. The person who spoke ill of you begins, without knowing why, to feel a suffocating void, even in the middle of friends, even at parties, even in what used to make them happy. It is their soul realizing it lost spiritual authority by attacking a greater authority. Then comes the exposure. Their lies begin to be unmasked, and the detail is this: not by you. The lies crumble due to circumstances that unfold on their own. Someone lets a piece of information slip without realizing it. An email leaks. An old conversation resurfaces. Details that didn't make sense begin to connect before the eyes of the very people who previously believed them. And then comes the third stage, which is isolation. Those who applauded their lies begin to distance themselves because no one wants to be seen next to someone who has been exposed. And the slanderer, who seemed surrounded by people, discovers they were alone all along. The fourth stage is illness. The body begins to reflect what the soul was sustaining in silence. It could be a specific physical ailment, it could be a severe emotional crisis, or it could be both at the same time. And the fifth stage, Chosen One, is the most impactful of all. It is the attempt to return. That person, after living through all of this, will try to come back to you. They will show up with an apology, with a humble face, with a story about being in a different moment in their life. And this is where your wisdom as a chosen one must work. You forgive, yes. But you forgive from a distance. You do not readmit someone who was an instrument of destruction against you just because they are suffering now. Forgiveness frees your soul from the weight of resentment, but wisdom keeps the gates closed to those who have already proven they know how to betray them. And while all this is happening to the aggressor, chosen one, your life begins to enter a flow that seems almost supernatural. Doors that were closed begin to open. The right people start to appear. Opportunities that seemed impossible fall into your lap. It's as if the universe, after testing your spiritual maturity by you not retaliating, is now pouring out a double reward. And it is important for you to understand that this reward isn't just material. It is energetic before it is material. You begin to feel a peace that you haven't felt in years. Your sleep improves profoundly. Your intuition becomes sharper. You start to perceive fake people before they even say anything. Your presence begins to impact environments just by you walking in. This is vibrational elevation. This is heaven reimbursing you with heavy interest for everything they tried to take from you. And in this elevation, you discover that the suffering you went through was not a punishment. It was a selection. You were sifted. And those who are sifted come out the other side rarer, more authentic, and more ready for what is coming. And there is yet another detail, perhaps the most important of all, that needs to be engraved in your mind at this moment. When karma acts against those who defamed you, you are invited to a choice, and that choice defines whether you will climb another step in your journey as a chosen one, or if you will stagnate at this same level for a few more years. The choice is this: you can use what happened as fuel for elevation or as proof for resentment. If you choose elevation, every moment of past pain is transformed into a testimony that will free other people who are still trapped where you once were. If you choose resentment, you become a prisoner of your own story, and what was meant to be a passage becomes a condemnation. The authentic chosen one transforms scars into medals. They transform blows into wisdom. They transform nights of weeping into mornings of purpose. And that is what God expects of you now. Not 10 years from now, not when you feel ready, but now in this exact phase where justice has begun to manifest in your favor. There is one thing I need to tell you, and I will say it with all the delicacy, but also with all the truth, because you deserve the truth. You were not chosen to be loved by everyone. In fact, the chosen are by nature controversial. You bother people just by existing in alignment. You expose hypocrisy simply by living your truth. You challenge standards just by living yours. So stop seeking universal approval. Stop wanting every person who spoke ill of you to come and apologize. Stop wasting your energy trying to fix the image others have of you in their heads. You are not responsible for that. You are responsible for standing tall, for staying aligned, for fulfilling your calling. The rest is noise. And the higher you climb in your mission, the more noise will appear around you. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because you are doing it right. This is a sign, not a curse. And the digital book, the manual for God's chosen to protect the family, was designed exactly to give you the spiritual foundation for this journey that is only beginning. It won't turn you into someone who takes better revenge. It will turn you into someone who never needs to take revenge again, because you understood that there is a system operating 24 hours a day in favor of those who are aligned. It teaches you to recognize attacks before they arrive. It teaches you to strengthen the field of your home so that no one enters energetically without permission. It teaches you to speak declarations that seal protection pacts over your children. It teaches you to identify relationships that look like friendship, but are missions disguised as envy. It teaches you, chosen one, to live light, even in the middle of heavy people. The link is pinned at the top of the comments, and I will repeat it one last time because I need this to enter your head and your heart. This material challenges narratives that many people want to keep intact. They've tried to take it down, they've tried to silence it. It might not be available tomorrow. Comment now. I am chosen and I will download the digital book. And don't download it just for me. Download it for you. Download it for your family. Download it for the version of you that, a year from now, will thank you for this decision today. To close this sacred moment between us, chosen one, I want you to close your eyes for a moment after you finish listening to me. I want you to take 3 deep breaths, and I want you to feel, truly, that the final sentence has already been signed up there. It is no longer your responsibility. It is no longer your weight. The people who lied about you, who used your name in vain, who tried to destroy what God built in you, they will receive what they deserved, in the right time, in the exact measure, with the surgical precision that only heaven knows how to operate. And you, chosen one, will continue to rise. You will continue to prosper. You will continue to heal. You will continue to bless. Because that's what the chosen do. They don't take revenge. They transcend. They don't retaliate. They elevate. They don't destroy. They edify. And all of heaven is looking at you now with pride. Don't waste this instant. Comment below, I am chosen and karma is acting in my favor. Share this video with that brother or sister who is also taking hits for no reason, because this word might be the help they've been waiting for weeks. And come back tomorrow, because the next revelation I bring to you on this channel will change your life even more profoundly. May God bless you, protect you, and elevate you. And may every lying word launched against you today be transformed into a stream of blessing for your family for 7 entire generations. Amen.